Welcome, Dr. Ghosh.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so let us wait for thank you for accepting our request to coordinate this session.
Hi. It's my pleasure, sir.
Thank you. So I'll wait. Let us wait for another 2-3 minutes so that people can join, participants can join. Okay.
Sure,
okay.
sir.
Thank
Okay.
you. Have you received the biodata note of the speaker?
No, sir.
Okay. So if I mail you right now, can you access it? Or
Yeah,
if I
sure, sir. No, mail it, sir. No issue.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Hello, Dr. Rupak Rava.
Yes, madam, I can hear you.
Okay. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Please wait a bit. Within a few minutes, the meeting will. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Krishnadi, should we start now? It's already 9:06. I'm sorry, 7:06. Hi, Dr. Rava. Thank you for accepting our invitations.
Hello and good evening.
I'm Amitav. I teach in Delhi University, and you are Dhruv's colleague. Durjat is.
Yes.
He was my student in
Okay.
MPhil. Yeah. And we still work together in Delhi Comparatists.
Okay.
And of course, Dilipda is a very dear friend. So, Dr. Ghosh, can we start now?
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
Okay. Thank you all for joining. On behalf of the conveners, I am inviting you all for today's session. As you can see, the session is live on YouTube as well. So we might not have as many participants here, but we'll also share that YouTube link on our Facebook page. I welcome Dr. Somoshankar Ghosh. Dr. Somoshankar teaches linguistics as an assistant professor in the Department of Linguistics, VIT Bhopal University. We are thankful to Dr. Ghosh for accepting our request to coordinate today's session. So the platform is now yours, Dr. Ghosh.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for this nice introduction. Today we have with us Dr. Rupak Kumar Rava, who has completed his master's in linguistics from Guwahati University, and from Nehu, Shillong, he has received his PhD degree on the topic of language shift and language maintenance among the Ravas of Meghalaya. And currently he is in the teaching. He's a teaching associate in the Department of MIL and LS in Guwahati University. So today, Dr. Rava will actually talk on the standardization and like the Rava language, historicity, and the standardization. So, Dr. Rava, shall we start?
Yes, thank you very much. Okay, before starting, I would like to thank all the organizers of this web lecture. And my special thanks goes to Madam Krishna Bhattacharya, and thank you very much to this coordinator, Dr. Samya Shankar Ghosh. Okay, as you know, my title of today's lecture is Rava Language, Historicity and Standardization. So I'm going to start by introducing Rava language. As you know, Rava language is spoken by a tribe known by the same name as Rava, and ethnically Rava tribe is Mongoloid, and as a language, Rava language belongs to Tibeto-Burman language family under Bodo subgroup of Assam Burmese section. And to say about the population of Rava tribe, I have to take the help of census data of 2011, that is 2011 census data of India. The population, I will say, on three major states where the major population are habited, that is Assam, Meghalaya, and West Bengal. In Assam, the census of 2011 recorded 2,96,189. In Meghalaya, 32,662. In West Bengal, mainly North Bengal, 27,000. 820. So the total population of these three states, that is Assam, Meghalaya, and West Bengal, Rava population is something 3,56,671. But the percentage I have calculated, percentage of language speakers, that is Rava language speaker. From my calculation, I get like 39.24. That is percentage of Rava language speaker is 39.24. And if I say state-wise, then Assam is 34.35, Meghalaya 66.34%, and West Bengal 51.71%. That is the percentage of language speakers, that is Rava language speakers. And if I give an idea of a census of language speakers from the year 2000, that is 1971, I can read out like this. In 1971, Rava language speaker was recorded as 51,146, 1981 census, 22,351. Okay, 1981, there was no complete data as there was a unrest political situation in this part of Assam. So this data is incomplete. In 1991, the census recorded Rava language speakers as 1,39,600. 1,39,365, and 2001 census 1,64,770, and 2011 it is 1,39,986. If you note down, then you will see that there is decrease in the census data 2011 from 2001. That is, in one ticket, there is some decrease of Rava language speakers, around 24,000 language speakers. That is according to the census of 2011 and the census report of India. So I'm going to proceed to speak on some subject matters like community and language, that is Rava community and language. As a community, we can say Rava has two sections, that is Rava language speakers and Assamese variety speakers. For Rava language speakers, we can say native language speakers, and Assamese variety speakers, we can say non-native language speakers. And then native language speakers, there are mainly three groups, that is Rangdani, Maituri, and Kocha. And the non-native speakers, those Patti, Dahori, Bitulia groups are included in non-native speakers. And to speak on the dialects of Rava, as I have already mentioned, there are three sections in not native Rava language speakers. And in terms of dialects also, the three dialects are there, that is Rangdani, Maituri, and Kocha. And the standardization of Rava language is based on Rangdani dialect. It's not that Maituri and Kocha are excluded, but in the process of standardization or in the writing process, the abundance of lexical items are also taken into consideration in the process of writing or standardization. About the script, Rava language is written in Assamese script with a a slight modification, that is the 8 vowels in Rava language stand almost similar to Assamese vowels, except one central vowel, that is which sounds as a central vowel, which is almost a feature of Northeast Tibetan Burman language. Thus, Rava language with 8 vowels and 22 consonants and 2 semi-vowels is a verb final language. So to give you all an idea how this language sounds, I'm going to read out a few sentences to give an idea how this language sounds. Okay. Ang chika runga. It means I drink water. Ang chika rungjo. It means I have drunk water. Ang chika rungo. I shall drink water. Ang chika rungeta. I am drinking water. Ang chika rungcha. Since most of you are from linguistics background, I think you have an idea how this language of verbs are affixed and these are the prefix or prefixed for negativization. So those I have given some examples for idea only. Now, to speak on the historicity of Rava tribe and language, Rava language, the earliest evidence about Rava tribe is recorded in Baharistan Igaivi, written by Mirza Nathan in 1632. That was written in Persian language, and translated by some other scholars. And another record about the Rava language is common vocabularies of 10 Indian languages of Northeast India by Francis Buchanan Hamilton in 1884. And in 1900, there was inclusion of a translation into Rava of The Prodigal Son in Linguistic Survey of India by Grierson. And in 1909, there was a chapter of the Bible translation called Markni Nima Saikai, translated into Rava in Bengali script. And the Prodigal Son in LSI was, that is Linguistic Survey of India, was written in Roman script. So this is about the earliest evidence about Rava and Rava language. And to proceed on to the written literature or oral literature, we can start by saying that oral literature like folktales, proverbs, riddles, folk songs, etc. Existed since time immemorial, and till now, those practices are there among the Ravas. And to say about the written literature, we can say that the written literature of Rava emerged only during post-independence period. Post-independence period, that is, in 1961, the first magazine was published in 1961 called Badung Dupa, and Jatini Quran in 1973, and Champai in 1978. And Rava written literature is discussed categorizing the periods based on the Champai magazine published in 1978. That is something like a pre-Champai, Champai, and post-Champai. That is pre-Champai. The period extends from the year 1950 to 1978. And during this period, that is 1950 to 1978, there was not so much composition in Rava language, except some poetries and some lyrical composition. And moreover, there was a drama composition in 1957 by Prasanna Kumar Pam. And another development in this period was the foundation of a BRKR. BRKR, that means Bebag Rava Kraurang Runchum, which is a literary organization or the native literary organization, as per like Okam Haito Khova. There is BRKR or Bebag Rava Kraurang Runchum was founded in 1973, which worked for the development of a language and literature. So the major developments during this period is not that much. And during Champai period, that is the year extends from 1978 to 1982. That is this magazine published for 4 years, and that is from the year 1978 to 1982. But the composition in Rava language in this period emerged with the various writings like short stories, like fiction and prose, as well as poetry, as well as translations. And during this period, another organization called Rava Bhasa Parishad was founded in 1980, which worked for development or spreading or teaching Rava language by conducting some levels of examinations. And therefore, this organization called Rava Bhasa Parishad published several number of teaching materials, including grammar, vocabularies, terminologies, etc. Thereafter, we can say the period that is the post-Champai period, which extends from the year 1982 till present time or modern time. The list of publications of several subject matters goes along in this period. There has been major development during this period, or the standardization process began during this period, and the studies on the Rava language also was done during this period. And the major development during this period, that is in 1988, Rava language was introduced as a subject in primary schools, in 70 primary schools. In 70 primary schools, that is the schools where the Rava students are measured. Thus, the written literature from pre-Champai, Champai to post-Champai, there has been quite a lot of works and developments in the matter of publications. And to speak on some more publications, therefore, something like dictionaries. During this modern period, the dictionary I can mention is the first dictionary, that is Rava English Dictionary, was published in the year 2000, called Kurang Nala by U.P. Joseph. And then in the year 2014, Kurang Muk was published by Abilek, edited by Dr. Upendra Bahakasam, and this Abilek stands as Anandaram Borua Institute of Language, Art and Culture. Another dictionary publication was by Rava Hasong Autonomous Council in the year 2020, Rava Kro Chachung. The very recent dictionary publication is Hindi and Rava in 2020 by Central Institute of Hindi, Agra. Now I'm going to say something on the roles played by various organizations in the matter of development of language, like Rava Bhasa Parishad, as I have already mentioned, was founded in 1980, and from 1981 onwards, this organization conducted several examinations for language learners in middle matriculation and Bisarat. And this organization for conducting the examinations published several number of textbooks or learning materials, as I have already told you. And secondly, I shall speak on BRKR, that is Bebagrava Korang Runchum, founded in 1973. Their major roles in the development of this language is in 1988, that is, I have already told that 70 schools were introduced with Rava language as a subject. And in 2011, this organization started diploma course in Rava language. And in 2017, started MA course in Rava language. Moreover, one of the noteworthy publications by this organization is a glossary of administrative and other terms published in 2017. Another work related to language done by RHSC, that is Rava Hassan Autonomous Council, is in the year 2020, 50 numbers of language teachers, that is Rava language resource persons, were appointed to teach Rava language within the Rava Hassan Autonomous Council. And if I speak on academic institution, Guwahati University started 6 months certificate course in Rava language from the year 2018, along with missing language. And this same 6 month certificate course was upgraded to a postgraduate diploma course, which is running at present. From the year 2020, 6 month certificate was upgraded to diploma course, that is postgraduate diploma course by Guwahati University, that is under MIL and LS department. Okay, that is some points of publications and works related to language from pre-Champai to modern period. Then I will speak something on domains of Rava language uses. Domains of Rava language uses. Singing songs in Rava language is the only complete area where Rava language is accepted and popularly sung by all sections or all groups of Rava. That is, whether it's a native speaker or non-native speaker songs are sung in Rava language. That is, all the members popularly accept the Rava songs in Rava. Moreover, the present availability of digital channels like YouTube has encouraged a large number of singers and performers, which resulted production and performance of audio-video songs in large numbers in Rava language. And to mention one of more theatrical performance, a theatrical performance in Rava language. I must mention this as if somebody may know it, then called Badungdupa Cultural Center, run by late Sukrasajo Rava, where the dramas are performed in the Rava language along with other national and international theater groups. So the domains of a language use is quite satisfactory in the area of culture and performing arts. And if we go to domains of home and villages, this is related something to the education and surroundings. It means I want to mean that remote villages uninfluenced by modern education or something like other people, other languages, the villages are seen with complete Rava language speakers. But the families with educated members usually choose to speak in Assamese language, and their offsprings are often adapted to speak Assamese, thereby displacing mother tongue or Rava language. Moreover, I would like to mention one socio-linguistic situation which I assume is prevailing among the Rava-speaking villages. That is, the mindset has become that Assamese language is a prestige language, and Rava language is considered as non-prestiged language, or is used by simple villagers, and Assamese language is used by educated section of the people. It something like this social linguistic situation is going on. And if I speak on the uses of Rava language in the native conferences or native meetings, there is uses of Rava language in lower level of meetings like village sport or village meetings. There is uses of Rava language, but higher the platform, the lesser the use of language is. In the higher platforms like the proceedings of even BRKR or Bebagraba program, Runchum, the most uses of language is Assamese, although there may be uses of Rava language at a certain point of time. It's like, but there's no complete uses of Rava language even in BR here or Bebagraba program Runchum. Even the Rava Haslam Autonomous Council members, I have seen there is a lack of uses of Rava language in the proceedings of councils. Now, what I want to point out is the latest news or the good for Rava language is, or other Northeast tribe languages of Northeast tribe, like missing Tiwa is the implementation of NEP 2020. That is, it is going to be implemented, or Rava language medium school is going to be effective soon, and preparation of textbooks are ongoing for implementation of new education policy 2020, and that I think this will bring a positive scenario for this, for the development of minor languages like Rava or other languages like Tiwa, missing, etc. I think I have given an idea how this language is prevailing among the tribe, and so, sir, I think I have talked about.
Yeah, sorry, sir. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
I think I have concluded my part of talk.
Okay, thank you, sir. It's a nice presentation. You have talked about the Rava language in detail. We have learned the sociolinguistic approach, and as well as the current scenario of the Rava that you have presented in the forum is quite good, and we have learned so many things of this language. Now I will open the forum for discussion. So if there is any question or any comment from anyone, they can definitely do that, and we can have a kind of communication and conversation on this topic.
May I speak one or two words?
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Sure.
Simply, I want to know that so far as language maintenance is concerned, is there any difference between the position in Meghalaya and in Assam? In Assam, the number of language speakers are more than in Meghalaya. So far as the maintenance of the language is concerned, is there any difference? Or the position is the same? As Dr. Rava has mentioned that the young generation, their aptitude towards Assamese, and what about in Meghalaya? There, I think Garo is one of the major languages. So, is there any difference? Please.
Yes, yes, yeah. It is the situation depends, or it is dependent on the influence of the dominant language. That is, in Assam, Assamese is the dominant language, and in Garo Hills or Meghalaya, it is Garo language. But the difference is that Rava members of Rava community are accepting Assamese language. But in Meghalaya, while they can speak Garo or this neighboring language, but I don't think they are displacing Garo with Rava. There is no such a displacement of Rava language by Garo language. That is the difference. But in case of the state Assam, the displacement of Rava language by Assamese variety is clear.
That means in Meghalaya area, the children, they speak with their parents. That means their earlier generation in Rava, and outside home, they also use Rava with the outsiders.
No.
If the speaker is a Garo speaker, in that case, he may use a Garo or something else.
Outside, yeah. Outside, along with the Garo, they use Garo. But at home situation, they don't displace.
Okay. Within the community, they use their mother tongue.
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, I just have one question in relating to Krishna ma'am's question. Sir, in that case, what is the medium of education? You talked about the NEP, and as NEP is basically focusing on the mother tongue education, then how this community, or let's say the primary education, so what is the medium of this primary education? Rava or the Assamese that you are talking about?
Is it about the implementation of NAP 2020 or?
Yeah, man, I'm just asking like how the inter-primary education is like, what is the medium of that primary education?
Yes, and implementation of NEP 2020 means that, yeah, Assam government has agreed to implement this by introducing Rava language medium or missing language medium or Tiwa language medium, that is mother tongue education, mother tongue medium education in primary level only, okay?
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you. Is there any other question?
Can I,
Yes,
Dr.
sure,
Ghosh?
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Dr. Rupok Rava, thank you for sharing with us the experience of Rava community and language. I have three questions actually. One, you noted how in the census the number has decreased. Because I'm from Assam, from Silchar,
Okay.
so I don't think that usually what's happening, upper class, educated, middle class are a reason for decreasing of the population. But it doesn't, it's not true for, say, if you, in our community, we have people outside that, right? What did happen? What did happen to you? What do you think happened in this decreasing? Not, my hunch is not, it has not decreased in actual, but somehow there was some sort of policy which was used so that it could seem that it might have decreased. But that's my assumption. This is my first question. Second one, I would really love if you give us a few more examples about the difference between O and O, the two vowels as you talked about. Third is, could you please, you have already talked about the education system. Could you please also inform us about the presence of Rava in government videos like radio and Doordarshan, Air India and Doordarshan? Thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Yes, I told, while talking about, I told to note down the decrease in the census data. Yes, as you say, or everyone might say that data may go wrong or may be put wrongly. But since I belong to this language group, and I am also a native speaker of this language, and I see the situation prevalent here, and the language shift situation is not untrue among the Ravas. Therefore, I don't claim that the data presented by census data of India is 2011 is wrong. But since language shift situation is going on, this can be taken as true, and for the decrease. The reason behind the decrease, I must say, is the language shift situation. Or maybe the members of the community prefer to select Assamese as mother tongue or something like that.
May I intervene in response to Dr. Amitava's query?
Yeah, sure, ma'am.
Actually, my feeling is, though I'm not a census person, but what is my feeling that it happens like that. Often, when the enumerators visit different houses and they get the returns, which are called in the census data or the in census analysis, the raw returns of mother tongue. What does it mean? Raw returns means they record, the enumerators record the designations given by the respondents to their variety of speech. But the reality may not be identical with the real speech variety. So what they do, sometimes it is their experience when the linguists analyze the data, the raw returns submitted by the enumerators, they analyze, they do sometimes spot verification, and they sometimes find that caste names, religion names, and all these things have been returned. And even the spelling is not also correct. This conception about the mother tongues are there among the respondents. So in that case, maybe as Dr. Rava is mentioning, that I have my personal experience, because when I went for a field investigation in Jharkhand area, and with my students, that was a CIL project, I met a community called Virgia, and they didn't know that their mother tongue is Virgia. It has been mentioned by different linguists also already belonging to the Austroasiatic group. But they used to return, when the enumerators meet them, Hindi as their mother tongue. So Dr. Rava is correct that many Rava speakers may have returned Assamese or Garo or some other dominant languages of their area as their mother tongue. That is why the number was more, and now they have become more aware. Maybe that this is my only guess.
Yes.
So the number has been decreased. Thank you. Thank you.
Sir, can you repeat the next question?
Yeah, sure. I mean, the next one is like just out of curiosity, because I am not a linguist, so I teach literature. So you mentioned that there is a vowel and you pronounced it as O or O, something different, as you say that it is different from the Assamese vowels.
Yeah, it's a typical feature of Tibeto-Burman language.
Because I know some Assamese. So could you please give us 2 examples so that we can just listen to that difference?
It is not pronounced by Indo-Aryan languages. So it's like central vowel, that is if I say the come, can you put a vowel the come? Can you put it as a vowel, the come?
Okay.
And other language groups, they will write like, if they write this pronunciation, it will go like this: to come or tikam. Your writing will be like to come or tikam, but it is in between, that is, we say to come.
Okay.
That's
My
quite
third question. Yeah, thank you. I mean, I'm a non-speaker, so
yes,
my ear will take some time.
okay.
My last question was that you have already told us about Rava space on the education structure. So could you please tell us also something about Rava space in Air India, not Air India, I mean, Indian radio station. Yeah, All India Radio, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All India Radio and Doordarshan.
Yes, All India Radio, there is a broadcast of songs, broadcast of Rava songs has been going on. Since 1957, yes, in the broadcast of Rava song started air in the AIR Guwahati from the year 1957. Yes, Rava artists or singers, yeah, they performed in AIR or All India Radio. But then Durudursan, I don't think there is a complete some telecast or some like serials but only the folk songs and folk songs and performance are there, are being presented in Duradarshan. Yes. There has been quite a folk song performance presentation in Duradarshan, but nothing like some specific time or space in Duradarshan for Raha program. There is no something specific space for language
Okay,
program.
because in Assam, I think both Doordarshan and All India Radio have specific times and days for specific languages. It used to
Yeah,
be.
time is
I have left 2 decades back. So
some time is given for tribal songs and this for performances, but not as like a performances of drama or like a serial. Nothing is like that for Rava language in Duradarshan.
pardon me for asking too many questions. What is the situation in Meghalaya for radio and Doordarshan?
There's no such a presentation in the AIR. There's not much good communication with Silong by members of our community or something like that. There's no good development of AIR or is Durdarshan in Meghalaya, in the state Meghalaya itself. And there's no such a specific space for Rava in Durdarshan of Silong or Meghalaya.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir. So is there any other question or comment? No. So in that case, Amitabh sir, shall we conclude today's session?
Yes, Shomo.
Uh,
You can offer your concluding comments,
Yeah.
and then we can conclude.
Okay, thank you, sir. So thank you, the organizing committee, for conducting this such a nice 7-day long this kind of thing, the language talk and webinars. So thank you also. I also like to thank Mr. Dr. Rava for giving us such a great vision or such a great idea about the language and how this language is working in that region and what is its implication towards the entire part. And as he talked about the implication of Rava language on the mother tongue education, I think that is quite interesting, and definitely I think that the researchers will definitely look at it and will also will get some other information on this part as well. So thank you all. Thank you for attending the talk, the webinar, and we will definitely meet again, and we'll definitely have a more talk on this topic as well. So thank you all. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you.
Krishnadi, as one of the conveners, would you like to offer thanks to both the speaker and the coordinator?
So, on behalf of the India chapter of the International Society of Bengali Studies, I do extend my hearty thanks to the honored speaker, Dr. Rupak Rava, for his meaningful lecture on the status of Rava, on the historicity and the standardization process of Rava. He has nicely mentioned how Rava has been introduced, especially in Assam, as a subject. Also, because he has mentioned that 70 schools, under the patronage of the government, this Rava language has been introduced as a subject, and already, and also it has been declared that it will be introduced as a mother tongue through which teaching will be imparted. So these are all good policies offered by the government. I appreciate, I thank them. And this is good. This is actually good news for the minority language speakers, and also for us, those who think that all major and minor languages have the same linguistic rights. So I'm very glad to know all these things. And he has also mentioned the attitude of the speakers. That's quite normal. And that there is a difference in Meghalaya and in Assam, where the majority of the Rava speakers inhabit it. So thank you very much for a meaningful lecture. We have come to know lots of information about the Rava language. I don't have any direct exposure to that language. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Soma Shankar Ghosh, for coordinating nicely this lecture. And thank you, Amitabh, for arranging all these things and being present and interesting and enthusiastically participating in the question answer session. Thank you. Thank you, all the participants present here. Thank you very much. Good night. Namaskar.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
So now, with your permission, I'm Shomo. With your permission, now I'm closing the meeting because you are the coordinator.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank